Latest science reveals that stress can make you smarter, stronger, more resilient, even more successful, and help you to learn and grow. I'm going to share with you three reasons why this is so. So, three reasons why you need to change the way you think about stress is what I'm going to share with you in this session. So, make sure that you are there till the end to learn about a different way of dealing with stress instead of trying to reduce it or avoid it, right? If you like what I have to say, make sure that you sign up for my brand new upcoming course on emotional self care for women. It's called Boost Your Emotional Health, Build Your Radical Self Care Practice. It's coming out next month. The link will be shared here. Just click on it to learn more about it and sign up for the VIP waiting list so that you receive a VIP bonus once the course launches. Right? So, back to the topic of stress and why I believe that all stress is not bad, all stress is not harmful. Of course, chronic stress can be, because it has physiological effects on our body in terms of blood sugar levels, in terms of inflammation, etc. And that's something that actually I coach my health coaching clients in my private coaching practice to take care of, but not to eliminate stress, but to change their relationship with it. And this is a particular area that I am focusing on today. But let's start at the top. Let's start with what stress is really about. And this is a definition that I picked up from a book called The Upside of Stress by the author Kelly McGonigal, and I highly recommend this book if you haven't heard of it and if you would like to know more about this topic. So she says stress is what arises when something you care about is at stake, right? So I want you to think about this definition. So imagine that you have an upcoming presentation for for any work related stuff, and if you were not really interested, or if you did not really care about how that presentation goes, if you did not really care about how your performances, or how what others think of you, or how it how you would like to feel after doing that presentation, honestly you would not be stressed about it, right? If you did not care at all, if you were indifferent to how that presentation went, you would not be stressed. The reason you are stressed about this presentation and any other thing that is important to you is because it has some meaning for you, right? It means something to you. That's actually a very different kind of definition for stress. One that is not does not look at stress only in terms of being harmful. Of course, as I mentioned, stress can be harmful, and in particular chronic stress. But in general, stress is a natural biochemical and physiological response to a trigger. It has helped us to survive over millions of years of evolution. So it has, it is actually vital for survival. And if we can find a different way of connecting with stress in our lives, if we can reframe the way we think about it, if we can see the good in the stress without either trying to label it as good as bad, but if we can embrace the good parts about stress, then we can have a very different kind of stress response, we can have a very different relationship, and we can become more resilient to deal with stressful situations in the future. So stress is most likely harmful when the following situations are present. For example, when it feels that it's against your will, the situation is against your will. Of course, it is it is harmful, and you're quite stressed. So if in any kind of situation which you don't have control over, of course, right, against your will, out of your control, and utterly there's no meaning in it, right? So in all these scenarios, of course, it is extremely it can be harmful. And if we don't take some steps to acknowledge it, to take care of it, it can also have long lasting impact, adverse impact on our bodies. But that's not what I'm focusing on today. Today I'm focusing on three reasons why and how stress can be good for you. What are the ways that stress can be good for you, right? So the thing is that we perceive stress to be bad, we avoid it at any cost, and what it does is that it impacts our uh, it impacts our ability to take care of and to take action, right? To move forward. So instead of completely trying to avoid it, if in play, instead of trying to reduce it at any cost by any means, if we can face it, if we can look at it in a different way, it can really change the way, it can bring meaning to your life, right? So what are the three reasons? First, let me dive into the three reasons why stress can be good for you. So the first thing is that it helps you to rise to the challenge, right? So good stress, or as scientists call it eustress, helps you to become more focused, helps you to have a heightened sense of awareness and mobilize energy to deal with the situation at hand. So think about any situation where if you're faced with any kind of maybe not major kind of a danger, but any kind of threat, any kind of stressful trigger, like this presentation that I talked about, right? It Because of that, because of the changes that take place physiologically inside of your body, you become more focused, you can concentrate better, you have a heightened sense of awareness of how to deal with the situation. So that's good. So that's the good part about it, right? So the first thing that it stress does for you is it help you to rise to the challenge. The second part of this is that it helps you to connect with others, right? Because stress helps you to reach out. It dampens the fear, it enhances the courage, and it sort of guides you to reach out to others, connect with others, your social network, and ask for help. And on the flip side, it also sort of encourages you to even give support to others, right? That's what has helped us again survive millions of years of evolution as a tribe, as a community, right? As a species. So this is where stress can help you to, the second reason why stress can be good for you. It helps you to connect with others, right, in your social network. The third reason why stress is good for you is because it provides you an opportunity to learn and grow from any particular situation. So what happens is that as you learn, as you basically can connect with yourself, get to know your strengths, deal with a stressful situation and learn from it, you grow from those challenges, and in turn this helps you to become more resilient in dealing with stressful situations in the future. So these are the three main reasons that I shared with you why stress is good for you. The first one is that good stress, in particular eustress, helps you to become more focused and rise to the challenge, right? It can help you to get prepared to deal with any stressful situation. The second point was that stress helps you to connect with others, expand your social network, and also support others when required. And the third reason that I shared with you is that stress helps you to grow, helps you to learn, and helps you to become more resilient to deal with such issues in the future. So the thing is that you can having this in place. I mean, now that you know this, what can you do when you are faced with a stressful situation? So the first thing that you can do is to acknowledge the stress that you are facing. Right now that you know that all stress is not bad, you don't have to run away from it. You don't have to avoid it at any cost. Instead, if you can find something which is meaningful in that, you can learn from it. So the first step is to acknowledge the stress when you're experiencing it, right? Simply allow yourself to notice what is happening and how it is affecting your body. So notice any tightness in your chest, in your belly. Are your hands getting clammy or wet? So what kind of is your head throbbing? So what happens? What exactly happens when you feel stress? That's the first thing that you can do. So it's acknowledging it instead of completely trying to avoid it. The second thing that you do, the second action that you can take is to welcome the stress by recognizing that it's a response to something that you care about, right? Can you connect to a motivation behind this stressful trigger or a stressful situation? What is at stake here? Why is this so important to you? Why is, for example, if I take the same example, the presentation that you are worried about or you're stressed about, why does it have have so much of importance for you? Why is it important that you do well in that, right? And there can be so many different reasons, but just connecting to those underlying reasons, underlying motivation can help you to transform your relationship to that stressful situation, to that stress. And the third thing is to use that nervous energy, right? When you're feeling stressed about something, and suppose, for example, again, if we talk about that upcoming presentation as an example, you will notice that you have this nervous energy which makes you feel restless. So maybe you can make use of that energy in a constructive manner rather than trying to, again, wasting the energy, trying to get out of that mess or trying to sort of reduce it. Maybe you can make use of that. Maybe you can use that energy to do something else, or maybe just improve upon your that particular presentation, or sort of just what should I say, shake off the energy by doing some exercise, maybe go for a walk. So there's so many different ways of making use of that energy, but in a constructive manner, right? And something that reflects your goals and values and what you want to achieve. So the important takeaway here is that seeing the good in stress does not mean that you need to give up the awareness that stress can be harmful. Like in certain situations, it can certainly be harmful if you let it go on for too long, if you don't take steps to deal with it, right? And it continues in your life, it becomes chronic, it can certainly have a lot of harmful effects. But just by learning to embrace the good parts about stress, by not avoiding it completely, by not completely trying to reduce it at any cost whatsoever, can really transform your relationship to stress, can help you to find ways to manage it better, can help you to become, as I mentioned, the three reasons would be, can help you to be, grow from it, can help you to become more resilient, right? So there's so many ways that stress, or in particular eustress, which is the good stress, can be good for you, right? So I hope that this is something that you liked. In this session, I shared with you 3 reasons why stress is good for you, and what are the ways that you can acknowledge, you can become aware of the stress, that the impact that it has on you, so that you can make use of the nervous energy of stress, and just in effect transform your relationship to it, right? And make it work for you instead of only being aware of the harmful effects of stress. If you liked what I have to say, make sure that you sign up for my brand new upcoming course on emotional self-care for women. It's called Build Your Radical Self. Boost your emotional health, build your radical self-care practice. I will be discussing stress management and how you can transform stress in a step-by-step manner by through guided meditations, through exercises, using workbooks. I'll be guiding you through this in the module 5 of this. There are 5 modules in module 4 of this course. So do check out, click on the link below, check out the details and sign up for the VIP waitlist, and I will see you soon.